The second I hit play, I'm slapped in the face with this dad who looks like he busts nuts to Excel spreadsheets and the sound of a hard drive booting up. His job is national security, but apparently that's code for spying on random ass nobodies like the future of America depends on who bought the last family-sized bag of Doritos. And speaking of food, when he's not violating strangers, he's turning his own family parenting into a fucking dictatorship. This creep has his system rigged, so every time his daughter buys a questionable snack, his monitor lights up like a Vegas slot machine. Like, my guy, look at this fucking notification. Suspicious food purchase. This fucker thinks he's the hall monitor Lester of fucking Weight Watchers. You're Homeland Security. Your mission is to protect the country, not cockblock your kid from buying a fucking Cheeto. Mind you, his kids are grown-ass adults, and this idiot got the nerve to Thanos snap his son's video game out of existence, hacked his daughter's fridge, and eavesdrop on his grown-ass daughter text with her baby father. This nosy fucker is pulling all these creepy-ass side quests while supposedly tracking a top-tier national security threat named Disruptor. And spoiler, Disruptor is his own son. Yeah, the same kid he Thanos snapped the video game from. You mean to tell me you've got all that federal intel and you still lost to someone pissing in your toilet? But anyways, he sends the FBI Disruptor's location and it's a dead end. But this is what caught me off guard. 1 minute I'm watching a live SWAT raid. Next minute, asteroids are falling from the sky, blowing chunks out of the city. Now you'd think with a change in scenery that drastic, our main character would snap into action, panic, maybe even scream? But nah, Ice Cube hits us with this face like someone just told him they discontinued his favorite brand of lotion. This f***er made the same face I made back in 2020 when that one virus we don't name shot up gas prices. Asteroids are literally erasing zip codes and f***face is sitting there saluting with both hands like he's about to listen to the f***ing Pledge of Allegiance. And shit gets worse, man. I don't know if it's the way this movie was filmed or what, but Ice Cube clicks on another camera feed, sees asteroids still fucking up the city, and his next face shot deadass looks like he's mid-shit. And you want to talk about mid-shit? The very next scene, the sun's running through the city. His phone camera freezes. He looks up, and then out of nowhere, it sounds like God just ripped ass into a stadium mic and it got mixed by Skrillex. This was supposed to be a serious scene, but it looked like a comical ear rape meme from 2013. Turns out that godforsaken noise came from a robotic, diseased praying mantis dressed up like a Decepticon reject somebody found on Wish. The aliens are stopping through the city, blowing shit up, and one of them straight up turned Shelia, our FBI agent, into instant cremation. And of course, Ice Cube hits us with another brain dead reaction like he just watched someone drop a spoon. Listen, man, I could roast every single one of these reactions, but if I did, this video would be an hour long, so for the sake of time and my sanity, I'm ignoring the rest, if I can. He cut to a scene where his daughter is outside, an alien blasts a helicopter, and somehow she survives. Ice Cube's about to actually leave the building to save her, and I'm not gonna lie, I got excited. The whole fucking movie so far, we've been trapped in this dumbass Microsoft Teams call with his face cams, and for the first time, it felt like I might actually get a breath of fresh air. But nah, they fucked me. Dude turns his ass back around and sits right back in the chair because apparently he can't even step outside without a hall pass. Then, miracle of miracles, he actually does something competent, saves his daughter with a Tesla. Then while we're here, let's acknowledge the ad placements in this movie are insane. WhatsApp, Tesla, Amazon, holy hell. I get it, it's on Prime, but this is less a movie and more a 2-hour commercial break. Case in point, the very next scene is Ice Cube yelling at Mark in his Amazon work outfit to go pick up Faith from the Tesla. And then we cut to Ice Cube on yet another Zoom call, this time with the president and a bunch of important people to talk about what these aliens want and what the plan is. And I swear, between the constant typing, clicking, fake hacking noises, and dramatic zoom pans, it feels less like a war council and more like I'm watching some busted-ass digital ASMR channel for people who get off to conference calls. They start cooking up a plan, big international team-up vibes, and as for the execution, it looks like they might actually win, which I'm completely fucking lying because suddenly they lose all their data and apparently the CGI lost its mind too. Like, what the fuck is this? And you remember his daughter? Yeah, she's been f***ed up for nearly half the movie. Ever since that helicopter scene, every time she's on screen, she's either bleeding, crying, or catching a brand new ass whooping from life itself. At one point, she's got a metal bar jammed through her leg in the hospital. She's basically been in damsel in distress the entire first hour of the movie. Meanwhile, dumbass Amazon worker and Fate's baby dad, Mark, was told almost an hour ago by Will to go pick her up from the Tesla. Fast forward, she's at the hospital floor with a metal bar still in her leg trying to yank it out herself. And Mark is still not there. Ice Cube calls him again, and this man's running through the street talking about he's cramping up. Like, did this face seriously just say he's cramping up? People are getting turned into intergalactic ash, and you're over here catching a fucking Charlie horse? Stupid ass baby daddy has been moving like child support payment all movie, slow as fuck and never on time. Mark finally gets there, the bar's gone, Faith's bleeding out, and this idiot grabs tape. Cube tells him to use a tourniquet, he says I'm a pro, and somehow she's fine. Bullshit. Next scene, Cube finds out Disruptor is his son. They drop the beef instantly, and the kid hits him with proof it's the government's fault. That's when Cube learns the truth. His own boss caused all this to fucking stalk people better. I shit you not, that's the reason the movie gave. And in the middle of this confrontation, they couldn't help themselves. Cube starts yelling,
"You did all this to stalk people's Amazon cards."
Because apparently they needed to squeeze in another ad plug before the world ends. Point is, Cube finally knows what's going on. He also finds out Goliath, this massive data setter, is right under his building. So if those tripod Applejack stick figure looking shits make it inside, he's fucked. Now let's break this down. Cube or Will or whatever is supposed to be this top tier elite DHS analyst, smart enough to track threats, crack systems, and basically outthink everyone in the room. So why the actual fuck would you walk straight up to your clearly corrupt boss and expose your hand? Of course the boss locks him out of his own system, only for his son to swoop in and literally save his ass and get him back in. But the fact that it even got to that point just showed me his brain cells are duct taped to his asshole and running off a combination of shit stains and booty flakes. Anyway, Cube finally exposes his boss with what is basically a YouTube call-out video, and now he's teamed up with his son and his son's little hacker Discord squad to take down these alien Roombas. They cook up some virus, send it out to all the bots, and immediately fumble the bag because the bots just trace the signal right back to them and turn themselves into homing missiles. So yeah, they didn't just fail, they basically sent the aliens a Google Maps link to their front door. Everybody dies except the son, and obviously Cube makes no sense, but the plot armor is thicker than Ice Spice, so fuck it. And I like how the son doesn't even acknowledge for the rest of the movie his friends literally died, but whatever. Anyways, it's not a movie unless we up the stakes. Cube hacks into the president's Zoom meeting and finds out they're about to bomb the entire building he's in to wipe the data, but in turn it'll also take him out along with it. Meanwhile, his son and daughter cook up a brand new virus, but there's one problem. They have to physically plug it into the main database, and Cube is the only one inside that building. So what could they do? A, hack into the remains of a destroyed alien bot, rig the flash drive into its systems, and let it walk straight back into the data center undercover. They've been hacking shit all day. I'm sure they could hack some dead bot. B, tap into the city's underground power grid, completely stealth, totally plausible. As a database that big, 1000% would have an underground access. C, promote Amazon again and send a rinky-dink prime air drone through a goddamn alien war zone, flying past murder tripods, heat rays, and collapsing buildings just to drop off a package the size of a AA battery. Mother actually uses the drone, and somehow it's bobbing and weaving through laser fire like this shit is the Millennium Falcon. This thing's juking death rays for a solid minute before Mark loses control of it and it eats pavement. But let's rewind, because earlier in this same movie I showed you a laggy-ass robo-scarecrow sniping a military jet going Mach f*** you speed clean out of the sky, and now you're telling me they can't hit a delivery drone? Get the fuck out of here! And of course they couldn't resist another ad. When the drone flips over in the street, they hack some random dude's phone and convince him to flip it upright by sending him a $1,000 Amazon card, because nothing says save the world like bribing a civilian with fucking Prime Store credit. Once they flip it over, the Amazon drone's back on track, but now there's a pack of murder bots guarding the building like it's Black Friday. So the son, out of nowhere, hacks a military drone and kamikazes it straight into them, setting off a mini Michael Bay explosion. And somehow, through all the fire, smoke, and shrapnel, the same shitty Amazon drone that earlier got bodied by a light breeze is now flying straight through on some vibranium shit. So Cube finally gets the USB from the Amazon drone, and now he's making his big hero walk toward the main database. Except this whole scene looks like it was rendered on a PS2 with water damage. His movements are so stiff, it's like he's got 3 cactuses jammed under his toenails. There's a big-ass green square in the middle of the screen. The whole thing's got this weird red hazy effect, and the camera is panning in and out like it's being recorded by someone having a stroke. My immersion is in the fucking ICU. Then mid-cutscene, he eats shit, and the acting from Cube is fucking phenomenal in the worst way possible. He looks like he's about to get swallowed alive by Databot tentacles, and this man is just staring at his phone on the ground looking like he's smiling. Like, why the f are you still holding that shitty phone? Drop that thing and plug in the drive. But no, gotta keep the phone in his hand, otherwise they couldn't keep swapping camera perspectives because this entire movie takes place inside a digital box someone made in iMovie. I will say though, his acting is so bad it accidentally makes the movie funny, which honestly is the only thing saving it. Anyway, he plugs it in, the day is saved, and not a single character stops to acknowledge that we just watched 2 hours of high-budget spam mail.